Hi everyone, it's time to print. Let's focus on lowercase p and lowercase q. These two letters look very similar. In fact, sometimes you will see a lowercase q without a tail, and then it's even more difficult to tell them apart. It's just like when we did lowercase b and lowercase d. We needed a trick to help us tell them apart. So here's a trick. Do you remember when we put our hands together and did the bed trick? I'll remind you in case you don't. When we learned the difference between lowercase b and lowercase d, we put our hands together like this and made the shape of each letter. Then we said the sounds for the word bed. B, ed. The beginning and the ending sound helped remind us which hand represented the b and which hand represented the d. Well, imagine underneath your bed there's a pig. I'll show you what I mean. Erase the B and the D. Now put your hands into this position, making the bed, and then all you have to do is flip them upside down. Now curl your last thumb. We've now made the word pig. Watch this. P-ig. There's a pig under your bed. I'll show you what I mean. If you write a P, and then an I, and then a G, that's how you spell the word pig. So if you flip your hands upside down and curl one thumb, now you've spelled the word pig. P-ig. Of course, we're not printing lowercase g today, we're doing P and Q. But knowing this trick can help remind you which way a P goes, and then you can just think a Q is the opposite. So try flipping over your thumbs again. Figure out which one is the P for P. P-ig. This is the P. That means the letter P will be this direction. Now that we know that, let's do some printing. Alright, we'll erase our printing strip. Let's start with the lowercase p. To do the lowercase, hi Betty. Oh, Betty, now you're bouncing the camera around. Go lay down. I love you too, but go lay down for a minute, please. Go get your ball. To print a lowercase p, we need to start on the dotted line. I'll put a dot so you can see where I'm starting. Next, I'm not just going to go straight down to the ground, I'm actually going to go underground. Lowercase p goes underground. So start on your starting dot and then go way down below the red line. Don't pick up your marker. Now you're going to bounce up. Right back almost to where you started, but as you get close to the dotted line, begin your forwards rainbow. Then curve all the way around. There's your lowercase p. Remember, you can check it by putting a pig under your bed. P. Yep, it's in the right position. Let's do another lowercase p. Start on the dotted line. Now you're going to go way down underneath the red bottom line. Bounce up almost until you get to the dotted line. Start your forwards rainbow. Curve all the way around. Now you can finally pick up your marker. When you print a lowercase p, you don't need to lift your pen. 2 finger spaces. Go to the dotted line. Go way down. Bounce right back up. Begin your forward rainbow. And curve all the way around. When you do your forward rainbow, you should start it right before you get to the dotted line. Don't wait until you actually get there. Let's do another lowercase p. Go to the dotted line, then go way down. Bounce up, forward rainbow, curve all the way around. Just like that. Erase your strip. See if you can find the mistakes with the following lowercase p's. Can you spot the mistake? Hopefully you've noticed that this is an uppercase P. I started at the top line instead of the dotted line. Lowercase p starts on the dotted line. This is too tall. Then I go way down, bounce up, start my forward rainbow, and curve all the way around. They're really the same letter. It's just one starts on the top and one starts on the dotted line. Lowercase p must start on the dotted line, otherwise you won't be able to go way down. Can you find the mistake with this lowercase p? Hopefully you can see that the curved circular part of the lowercase p is too small. You have to make sure that the top of the circle touches the dotted line. So after you go way down and bounce back up, as soon as you start to get close to the dotted line, that's when you should start your rainbow. That way the top of the circle will touch the dotted line and not leave all of this extra space. Let's do lowercase q. Now remember, if you can't remember which direction lowercase q faces, put a pig under your bed. Whoops, I have to curve that thumb. Pig. Well, I don't need the G, but I do know that this is the shape of P. So if I need a Q, it'll be the opposite. The bump will be that way instead. To make a lowercase q, since you're making the bump backwards, you can start with a backwards rainbow. Go almost on the dotted line. Actually, you're starting kind of in the same spot where you started a lowercase c. It's just underneath the dotted line. Do a backwards rainbow and curve all the way around. Go way down and check. Wait a second, lowercase q is almost exactly like a lowercase g. The only difference is the lowercase q has a forward check and a lowercase g has a hook. But the first parts are exactly the same. Look at that. So if it helps you, when you make your q, just make a lowercase g, and instead of doing a hook, do a check going forwards. Let's do it again. Start below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down, check. Your checks go forwards, not backwards. 2 finger spaces, go below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down, and check. 2 finger spaces, start below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down, and check. This time, I'm going to print some lowercase p's and some lowercase q's. You have to try and figure out which one is which. And the difficult part is going to be, I will not put a check mark on my q's, because sometimes people don't always put the check mark on. So this will be really tough. I'll start with just 2. Can you tell which one is a lowercase p and which one is a lowercase q? It's hard without the check, but sometimes that happens. To tell the difference, put a pig under your bed. Which one looks like the p? Can you circle the right one? That's a p? Hopefully you can tell this is a lowercase p. This must be the q. It's always helpful to put the check on, but just remember, some people won't do that. So you really need to practice your pig under the bed to be able to tell the difference. I'll make it a bit harder this time. There will be more p's and q's. See if you can figure out which one is which. Can you figure out which ones are q's and which one is a p? Try your pig under the bed trick. Ig. I don't need the G. Okay, which one of these has the bump going that direction? Nope. Nope. It's the last one. This is my lowercase p, which means the other 2 must be q's. Of course, maybe it's helpful to have the pig under the bed trick because q's have their bump going the same way as a lowercase g. So if you know this is p-ig, then you can remember G's and Q's have their bumps going the same way. Let's do a pattern with lowercase q and lowercase p. We can go Q, Q, P, Q, Q, P. Let's start with a Q. Start below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down and check. 2 finger spaces, start below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down and check. 2 finger spaces, time for a letter P. Since we're doing a forward rainbow, we have to start with the way down line. Start on the dotted line, go way down, bounce up, forward rainbow, curve all the way around. Continue with this pattern. 2 finger spaces, time for another Q. Backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down and check. You can continue it on your own. See if you can figure out what comes next. See you next time.